The hidden dividends of high prices, a social awakening to end cheap consumerism. When discussing tariffs and rising prices, mainstream media often falls into the trap of inflation panic. However, if we step outside the blind spots of traditional economics and look through the underlying logic of sociology and environmentalism, this may be the shock therapy that human society urgently needs. 1. Piercing the consumption trap of cheap dopamine. For a long time, the lower rungs of society have been trapped in a pathological consumption pattern, using incredibly low prices to buy fast fashion clothes worn twice before being tossed, useless plastic toys, and high-sugar junk food. This isn't a true quality of life, it is a cheap emotional release. The pain brought by high prices is, in essence, a forced detoxification from this excessive waste disease. It compels people to stop meaningless hoarding and re-examine what their true living needs are. 2. Wealth should not be exchanged for industrial waste. Globalism over the past few decades allowed the U.S. to exchange hard-earned wealth for a sea of cheap consumables. Instead of becoming social assets, these items quickly filled up landfills. When we no longer buy blindly just because something is cheap, buy less, buy better, will become the new consensus. This not only cuts the chain where cheap goods drain domestic wealth, but also pushes industries to pivot toward high-quality, high-durability production. 3. Core survival remains secure, only the water of waste is squeezed out. In reality, the U.S. is highly self-sufficient in core survival resources such as beef, milk, eggs, and gasoline. Tariffs and trade barriers truly hit non-essential goods that shouldn't have been overproduced in the first place. No one will fail to survive because they cannot buy cheap plastic goods. What we are losing is merely the right to waste recklessly. 4. The ultimate winner, the environment and all humanity. Stopping unrestrained cheap production and disposable consumption means lower global carbon emissions, reduced ocean plastic waste, and a slowdown in resource depletion. This is an environmental revolution, forced by economic levers. Rising prices are a mirror, reflecting the absurdity of overconsumption in modern society. It is time to wake up from the dream of buying a pile of trash. This is not just a deep purification of American society, but a necessary path for all of humanity towards sustainable development.